I've been being asked about this album specifically, and I've been wanting to actually give it a listen because I've never really been a fan of Kendrick. Um, I've heard that he's one of the greatest rappers of all time, or if anything, he is the greatest rapper of all time. It's not that I think he's ass. I just don't really like the style, and that's just the reason why I just never listened to it. I have heard a few songs, and like they're cool, but I've never given an album a chance until now. And the only reason I did was because of the certain Drake versus Kendrick beef. That shit was pretty funny and also really good on Kendrick's part. And seeing his performance with those tracks made me want to give this album a chance, especially because Squabble Up was the intro song for Not Like Us, I believe. And that song was pretty good. So I wanted to hear more, and I was happy to see that the song was on here. So I just like the current feel of this album. I've already listened to it, as you could clearly tell right here. We're gonna give it another go and then see how my thoughts have maybe changed, or if not, how they got in pretty much the same. So that shit tough, dude. That shit tough. I just like how the beat is like nice and slow. It's letting everything breathe. There's kind of a little bit of variety, but it's more stripped back so that you could focus on like what he's saying. And even though he's like saying like fuck the lyricism and all that, like he doesn't need to make it like technical at all just to kind of get to the point. That's kind of the reason why it's just stripped back, and then he's just like saying what he needs to say. This song gets a 10 out of 10. I liked it. All right. Next track, Squabble Up. Yeah, dude. Straight up 10 out of 10. This shit's very good. Still probably the reason why I was like very hyped up to hear the album, and it's still just a very fun listen to, especially after like just how the previous song had warmed you up. Like this just feels crazy. Um Instrumental is very nice. The flow is just fucking insane, and then the lyrics are pretty good as well. Probably like my favorite song from the album. Unless I know there's like another song that I liked a lot, but I don't know if I liked it more than this one, so we'll find out. I don't really got much to say about the song though. Yeah, I just like it a lot. All right, so I just finished Luther. Um, this is one of the rare cases where like I think most of the instrumentals, if not all of them, are just done really well, and I like how like there's just a lot of variety. This one was just again stripped back, but then it added some of the I think it was like violins. I'm not sure. Um, which added a little bit of more depth and emotion, since this is obviously supposed to be a little bit more emotional and just loving. Because from what I got from it, just obviously just being in love, just getting down to the nitty gritty. But um, this is like all right for me, just because I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. I wasn't really feeling it the first listen either. I was feeling the instrumental more than like the actual vocals and the lyrics that are going on. I feel like I was more interested in the instrumental than I was with the actual rest of the song. Which isn't too bad, but at the same time, it's like it kind of just makes me like not want to hear it. Like it's just kind of in the background. Um, Especially because for me, SZA, I think that's how you say her name, um, has been like pretty hit or miss. I tried listening to like an album of hers, and after like the first song, I was just like, nah. And then some songs she's been in that's been like really good. But this is like one of those cases where she kind of pops up a lot in the album. And this is like it sounds nice. Like it obviously sounds nice being serenaded, but at the same time, like, yeah. So I give this one like a 7 out of 10. So yeah, Man at the Garden was the other song that I just really liked as well, because again it was very stripped back. But then as he was starting to get more and more like intense, you could actually feel the frustration, and then it's backed by like the instrumental kind of being a little bit more intense, and even with like the voice effects in the background, like it's just really done. This is a really good song. Really enjoyed it. 10 out of 10. Now this song is fucking banger straight up, dude. 10 out of 10. It's kinda shaky for me because I remember, like, I wasn't able to fully pay attention to the features lyrics, when I was listening to it, but it kinda sounded like he was just saying a bunch of dumb shit, but now kinda looking at it the second time, I could actually read the lyrics and see what he's saying. It's still kinda, like, weird, but the fucking beat is insanely hard, and then fucking the flows on both foos are pretty hard. Um, and yeah, this song is just really good. This song's fucking tough, dude. This song's fucking tough. This shit go crazy. Okay, so when I first listened to the song, I like was hearing a lot of what was going on, but I obviously couldn't pay attention. But now that I was actually reading it, I was like, damn, like, because this kind of hits like more of like the type of style that I just kind of don't really like. But after looking at the lyrics while listening to it, it did help out a little bit, and it made me. I get the point. I get the point more now. And I do like how, like, instead of just saying random shit, it's actually being consistent and actually, like, a point. And even in this section in the last few, minutes, like 2 minutes maybe, it's actually like a back and forth, like, pointing out the flaws and then just, like, how, like, he's been trying to actually do good and trying to change his ways. And he even acknowledges, like, his faults that he's done so far. Um, and that's really good because it's pretty emotional, man. It's pretty emotional. It's a very good track. Obviously, if I was just to kind of listen to just the flow and everything, it just sounds like standard shit. But no, this is actually pretty good, man. It's pretty deep. And again, I like the flow. Well, not the flow. I'm lying. The flow is like kind of more like because of the style, like I said. But the lyrics and the instrumental were done very well. So for that, I actually like it this time around. I'm gonna give it a 9. This song is fucking insane, dude. Like when I heard it the first time, I like the mustard because obviously it's like one of the big parts. But the instrumental is fucking insane. Like I like DJ Mustard, I think that's the name. The beats have always just been fucking insane. And then the fucking beat switch up, like, dude, this is like the perfect song. But now that I've like re-listened to it, like, damn, bro, this shit is fucking tough and insane. I really like this part, like this verse. It's like I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch and they both hoes. And it's like they both broke. Like, dude, that shit's fucking funny as shit. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I like it way more now. It's crazy how smooth this song is, and they're just talking about fucking pulling up on fools and like putting respect on the fucking streets and shit. Unless you want to get fucking rocked, and don't act like you love LA when you're always fucking sneak dissing it and shit. So yeah, pretty good song. Um, I liked it. 9 out of 10. So this one was just more about pulling up still. But I don't know, it was like alright. The only part that I really did like is like hey 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 hey, that's my bitch. Like this part was pretty good, but everything else was just like alright. Especially like the features, I think brought it kind of a little bit more down. So yeah, I give it like a 7. The song was cool. But, I don't know, I was kinda, like, uninterested for the most part. Like, yeah, I just give it, like I feel bad, but a 6. Cause yeah, that shit kinda this was, like, probably the slowest part of the album for me, so yeah. Dude, this song, like, the instrumental is, like, just really fun, and then I just really like the "Wah!" Like, that shit's hella good. The features were, like, alright. Some of them were pretty good. And it's like a fun song, so I feel kinda bad, but at the end of the day, I'd have to give it like, mm, I'll give it an 8 because I still like it, but it's like kind of like in between the 7 and the 8. It was like almost a 7. So with the closing track, very emotional track. It was nice. It had a good build up, and obviously it's a good way to wrap up the album. SZA's back, but honestly, at this point, it was, like, pretty miss for me. I think she was just like, it sounded nice, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't really, like, appealing to me. Um, Yeah, pretty good album. I liked it. I feel like I liked it more this time than I did last time. And I think it's because I was actually able to like sit down and fully listen to every single song and actually look at the lyrics. Pretty good. The instrumentals are all mainly nice, fun. They actually add depth to the album, and you can feel like it was actually with the lyrics in mind and everything. It's pretty fun. The flows is right along with the beat for the most part, and while the lyrics aren't too crazy, they do hit hard or they do actually have like a point to be said. There was only like really one low point for the album for me, and I think that was like Heart Part 6. Yeah, besides that, it was like that was some good songs, there was some a little bit slow ones, and then, um, yeah, for not really being a Kendrick fan or really liking the style, I actually enjoyed this the second time around. Do I see myself listening to this album that often? Probably not. It is a good album to listen to, like, every now and then, and it just shows, like, the range of Kendrick. Instrumentals were good. Flows were pretty good as well. The lyrics were kind of hit and miss with me, and the features were pretty hit and miss. I think I only liked probably like less than like probably like 2 features or 3 features out of like everybody that was there. So it's pretty hit or miss, but I'm assuming that a lot of people are gonna be loving this album, and rightfully so. It turns out that I actually liked the album less. I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is the same score that I gave it previously, except last time it was an 89 and this time it's an 86. So it looks like with the features, I was like a little bit more disappointed, while in certain parts I actually like certain tracks a little bit more, which is kind of insane. Um, but yeah, I guess it's an 86. That's gonna be the final score, just an 8 out of 10, 86 out of 100.